The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Leo Connors, 200 episodes of The Ring and all other sports. Buddy, I'm glad for you. I'm happy for you. I'm glad to be any small part of it that I can. And man, here's looking to 200 more. By the way, 200th episode, I should be the only guest, but we're going to accept that Maverick's on there as well. 205th guest I should be, 210th guest I should be, 211th guest, 213th. I should just be the guest. That's it. All of them.
What's good, Leo? Well done, man. I just wanted to come through and congratulate you on 200 episodes, man. You're doing your thing. Thank you for always showing support to the culture.
What's going on, Leo? It's Derek Conway. It's Delilah Hayden. And it's Rocket Hayden. Little guinea pig. We just wanted to wish you congratulations on 200 episodes as a great milestone.
It's been a great pleasure to be on 2 of those episodes. If you guys haven't been on the show, you really should. It's a great time.
Leo's a great guy, great host, very accommodating. I've only been on 1, but I hope to be on many more. Delilah, like she said, has been on 2, and we hope she'll be on many more. And Rocket, are you going to be on any?
You're going to make your debut? You're going to talk some trash?
Maybe the first animal guest? We got to do the cooking, too. I got some great recipes, all right? Congratulations, Leo. 200 more, 500 more, 10,000 more. As long as you can.
Peace!
Later, guys.
Leo Connors, how are you? Former WWE Superstar Hornsler here. Your friend Dan Baker reached out to me. Wanted me to congratulate you on your 200th episode of The Ring and all other sports. It's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Keep it up. Keep up the awesome work. Here's to another 200 more.
Yeah! Leo Connors, congratulations on 200 episodes of The Ring and all of the sports. And in the favor of the season, I got a little poem for you. Hickory dickory dock, the stud is ready to talk. Some fat to chew, just me and you. Let me know when you're ready to rock. Oh, yeah! Congratulations, you chud. Oh, yeah.
This is a shout out to Leo Connors on 200 episodes of Ring and all other sports. Congratulations, my friend. And here's to 2,000 more. Slaps leg.
This is Dan Bollier on the set of Let Freedom Ring. Just want to give a shout out to my boy Leo Connors, who is hitting his 200th episode for the Ring and all other sports. Leo was a big inspiration for me doing my show, and Leo, I really appreciate that. And congratulations on your 200th. It's coming up. I believe I'm going to be on Monday, so we'll see y'all then. Congrats again, Leo.
Hey, Dad, just wanted to say congratulations on 200 episodes of Ring and all other sports, and hope there's a lot more. Hope you get to 1,000 episodes. Love you so much. You're doing great. Psyched on all your guests, and can't wait to see how much more you got. Love you.
Hi, my name is Leo Connors, and welcome to The Ring and all other sports. I have 2 special guests, and it's episode 200. Sonny Goodspeed.
Hey, that's me.
Maverick Wild.
Howdy.
Here we are.
Yeah, this is it. Second attempt, right?
Yes. We tried to do this Monday, but here we are Wednesday, December 16th, just before the snow.
So I got to apologize because
Yeah.
we were hysterical on Monday night. So if this doesn't work, I'm sorry. We left all our funny shit on Monday. So
Absolutely. All right, guys. Let's hit some fan questions. I
Right
forgot
away?
my notebook. Yeah, let's just bang out these questions first.
fan questions first.
All right.
Got it.
Greg Callia, what are your thoughts on promotions running shows during the pandemic?
I don't even know why you'd bother. You're just going to lose your shirt. Seriously.
I think it's it may not be the most politically, not politically, I don't want to say politically correct thing to do. It may not be the smartest thing, the most intelligent thing to do in the wake of everything, actually where everybody's trying to do social distancing and have smaller crowds. Why would you want to purposely have a small crowd? You know what I mean?
Right.
Or gather people into an enclosed area. I don't think it's that great of an idea myself. I would just hold out as long as you can.
Just Just give me the shot. I'm sick of the Black Plague of 2000.
right.
2020. Just give me the shot. I don't care if you've got a tracking device in it. I don't care. You can track me on my cell phone if you want. I don't care.
What if it gives you that JR disease? What's that thing called?
Bell's palsy.
Bell's palsy.
Can I go out in public again? I don't care. I don't care if they put so many needles in me, look like a dartboard. I want this over with.
You'd be talking like, what's that? Little Nicky from Adam Sandler movie?
Oh, yeah.
You're talking like this. I got the vaccine, but now I talk like this.
All right.
Craig's got a second.
But now I can go to a buffet. So.
But you can go to bonus. That's a bonus. I'll take one now.
Nikki, the salad's falling out of the side of your mouth.
During their time wrestling, who was their favorite promoter, worker, referee, crew member, and fan? All right, so I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm your favorite fan.
Yeah,
I don't care if
absolutely.
you have a better one.
Yeah.
It's not him today.
Wait, did you ever pay for a ticket to come see me?
Yeah, always. I always pay.
Yeah, then you're my favorite
Remember?
fan. Yeah, that's true.
I only didn't pay for one show.
That's
sorry,
right.
Only one.
You're welcome. That's because I
Thank you.
told you you're business adjacent.
Yes, and I didn't feel like I thought
right.
I felt weird not paying.
Yeah, he's like, I'll just wait in line at the door. I'm like, no, we're 2 hours early. You're coming in with me. Yeah. So you and my favorite fan.
Yeah.
My favorite. What else? There's 37
Promoter.
things. Jeff Costa.
All right, worker,
I've always loved working with
referee, Crockett.
They were all terrible. Every referee I worked with under Jeff was Jack Savage. Jack Savage, Scott Dickinson. Those guys were great.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Those guys
and
were
how
great.
about our crew member? Whatever that means. It's 2 live crew?
Yeah,
Greg, what are you talking
we
about?
didn't run with ring trucks and a crew.
Remember you used to drive it around in your Blazer?
Yeah, it was me and whoever I could get to help me slug the stuff around. How about you, Matt? Craig, you know better than that.
My favorite promoter? Probably has to be Jeff.
All
really,
right.
it does.
Favorite worker? You going to be politically correct and say
No,
him like
don't
he's
say that. No.
No, I'm not.
I know. I can tell you who he's going to say. He's going to say, "Oh, wait, his favorite worker to work with?
Yeah.
It's got to be Rip.
Rip, definitely Rip. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. And referee? Do you have anybody you liked? But Dan Tanaka.
Terrible.
I
Sorry,
like
Dan. I tried.
I like so few people. So I hate to say it, but the really good ones don't stick out as much as the really bad ones have.
All right. So how about who's the really bad one?
Skunk, he was awful.
yeah,
oh my God,
of course.
he was awful at everything, but that in particular, oh my God,
Yeah,
it was
Skunk,
bad.
Dan Tanaka, I thought, I don't think he was that good of a referee.
He got better.
He got better. He definitely got
a lot
better. He didn't start out very well.
Right.
Actually, Craig was a decent referee.
Yes, he
Craig
was.
refereed.
I think
he was
Craig's
always
still
good.
refereeing for Trooper.
You're right.
Yeah.
I think so. Like kind of what Matt said though. Like those good referees,
Yeah.
you didn't know they were there
Right.
because they were good.
because they were good.
Right.
It was the ones that are always standing in the way, or I don't know, somebody that rhymes with Schmolioke Schmo, trying to call spots for you. You know what I mean? Like, hey, relax.
What would
I know I'm
the
doing
the spot be? Here's a 20, drive my car into that wall.
This time, seatbelt.
Sorry.
though. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, one last question. What one thing did
Does
they
this kid
do?
not have a job or something?
I don't
or-
think he does. Greg, you working?
What's he doing?
Are
Yeah,
you
what are you doing?
You working from home?
He did
your
before.
wife banish
He
you?
did before today, but he spent too many time. Too much time submitting questions.
Yeah, exactly. We found you stealing time, Craig. You're gonna have to go.
What one thing did they do during their career that they would caution current workers against doing or saying?
Essentially everything that I ever said.
Yeah.
I had a big mouth when I got moving, and I would just stick my. Ever say something, and you know you're not supposed to be saying it, and you almost wish it was like a rope, and you could pull it back in your mouth.
Most of the things I say to Maria,
Yeah,
I want to pull them back because I try to be funny, and it's not that funny.
That's the thing too. Is like a lot of times you get around the boys, and you just those filters are just gone.
Yeah.
And you say shit, and then when things like this at the beginning of this year with that whole what was it, the speaking out thing?
Yeah.
All I can think about is everything I've ever said in my life. I'm like, holy Christ!
Oh boy, was I
Yeah.
worrying about that too?
Yeah, I'm like, what have I said? Because I know I've said some
Right,
stuff.
right.
I don't remember exactly what I've said, but I guarantee that we've said stuff that we're like, oh, that's going to get us in trouble.
definitely, yeah.
If I would have known about it, obviously I wouldn't have said it. But
Right.
back then, anything to pop the boys, you just say it. Or
Oh yeah.
what do you think is going to make yourself laugh?
Especially if you're in a a bull crap one uppery type of situation.
Yes. Always trying to step on the next guy and get to the, get
I
that bigger pop.
can't imagine the amount of waitresses I sent screaming out of restaurants over the years. Just having a conversation with like Joe Eastman or something.
I grew up in the 70s and 80s. We always said something. You know what I mean? Like honestly, and the girls weren't, saying, "Oh, he said this." They just.
Oh, I was way better when they didn't know any better. All right, now I said something. Anyways.
All right. Todd Graham, set the record straight on your experience with Tony Spencer. So this must be for you, Mav. No jokes or BS. Tell us what he means to you and your initial thoughts versus now.
So I saw this question initially, and I'm starting to realize I think he's thinks I'm competing for time with Tony.
Is that like divorced parents? Who do I spend Christmas with?
I don't understand what he's even asking, because I've never really, as much as
You've always liked him, though.
As much as I bust his chops, I mean, I've always looked at him. He's like, he's like a nephew or something.
Right.
It's how I've always looked at him. I've also, because I had to help train him, I always looked at his training almost like you're training a dog not to crap on the floor. Said, you left crap on the floor with it.
Bad.
Smell
Bad
it.
dog.
Smell it. Smell it. Smell it. Hit him with a rolled up newspaper.
Yeah.
And he'd still screw up the spot. Anyways.
Yeah.
But no, I've always felt the same way about him.
All right. Both of you have been teachers. In your mind, what are the first three things you think you should teach a brand new student? Show them the exit.
I mean, I guess if we're talking the fundamentals, you know what I mean, like footwork, right? But if you're talking deeper than that, like a respect for the business and the people who came before you, if you're talking about, there's different aspects of things that you would teach, I guess, or where you would start. Like I had a different experience than Mav, obviously, training where I sat in Jeff's house and we would watch wrestling, and he would teach me, this is why they're doing this here. This is why it makes sense here. I would have changed this here, put this here, because that's, to me, it makes it more fluid.
Right.
And, so I guess it depends on where you're at, but it all depends on the person as well. You know what I mean? Like if they're asking questions, that tells me that they want to learn that part of it, as opposed to like, when are we going to do shooting star presses?
Right,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
when am I going to hit the
it
top
depends.
rope?
Exactly. Yeah. When do I get to do a power slam?
Right. Where's my promo?
Yeah. How about you?
Who, me?
Who, me? Who, me?
I protect your opponent, protect yourself, protect the business. Not necessarily in that order.
Yeah, perfect.
It's about as basic as it gets.
Okay. Excellent.
If you can't get that, and a lot of them don't, you can't get that, never mind.
Sums it up.
Yeah.
Okay. He has one last question. Name what you consider your best match.
Haven't had
Eric
it yet,
Watts?
brother. No, definitely not Eric Watts.
I thought that was one of your better ones.
That was his best match.
I greatly enjoyed that match.
I had a really good one with Johnny Idol, actually, in Peabody in front of 84 people that I really liked. Anytime I got to tag with Ash, it didn't matter who was with, D Unit or whoever else we were working. I always had a good time with them. One of the most fun I ever had was when I was taming with DJ, my buddy Davey, and I beat those two kids up in New Bedford or Fairhaven or whatever it was, and that was a good time. So yeah,
The one that
anytime.
Dave thought was shooting on him?
They weren't even shooting. They were just sloppy and gross, and Dave just didn't know any better to Dave was just too nice of a guy to not do anything about it. So I, at the time, was not. So I took care of it. But anytime I had a match with Mav was always good. So my series of matches I had, at the time, Mav and I were having matches that we were like the match, I feel anyway, in New England. We were getting booked a lot of places, for that match. So there's been a lot of them. I don't have one that stands out though, but.
How about you, Matt?
Hey, it wasn't you. Anyway, Rapids, it always goes back. Just, every once in a while you just meet somebody and it just, it's not even that, and he was good, don't get me wrong. But
Man,
it wasn't even,
lead too.
but it wasn't even that he was so good or I was so good. It just kind of met and gelled. And
when you have that chemistry with somebody, it's undeniable. And
like me and Derek Dukes used to have.
Sonny and,
peanut butter.
Yeah.
Or something.
Or Joel Davis.
Or Joel Davis. Yeah, yeah, there you go.
You guys gonna
I was
get me
going to try to.
jumped.
I was going to get away with not saying that name this whole episode, but
Yeah, okay.
sometimes you just have a chemistry with somebody,
Yeah.
and you just you can't explain it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
a lot of times it's with guys you don't even really know that well or even like that much. But then there's other times it's like you and Rip, you guys were like brothers. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you just have this chemistry. Like, and for a time, that whole crew didn't really matter who you put together.
No, it was very, very cohesive.
A lot of gelling because we spent so much time together.
Right.
You know, it was the crew for a long time. So like it was just chemistry everywhere. So
Like the
it was
6
good.
guys thing I said to you guys earlier.
Exactly,
Because it was
yeah.
like, really, I mean, that was like you two, Jeff, Rip,
Yeah.
for a while, both Walkers, Dave
Yeah.
Walker, Tim Walker.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, Tarzan was there a lot too
Yep,
at
Tarzan,
the beginning.
yeah,
And-
there's like there's a couple of those guys that that floated in and out.
Yeah.
I floated out, and then there's guys came in
Right.
after me, but Matt was there pretty much from the start. So it's just it's just a it's hard to find that. It's like I would say it's like an offensive line protecting the quarterback
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
times.
it's like-
that work together for a long
Right.
time. You don't see it a whole lot anymore in the franchise industry or the franchise business, but
Right.
get those guys just work together for years and years and years. They don't
Right.
even have to talk to each other. There's no he's pulling left or he's pulling, you know what I mean?
Right.
It just works,
And now everyone should just go where the money is. Like back then, like you said, you'd have guys that were together for 8 years,
Back then we would, go who had the fresher hot dogs.
Yeah.
All right. Adam Nessel, in your opinion, what do you believe independent these guys are making you work hard for these answers. If you don't want to answer them, you don't have to. How's
Because they're
that?
wrestling nerds.
Sorry, Adam.
I love you,
Listen,
Adam, but wrestling nerd.
In your opinion, what do you believe independent wrestling should be? Should it be a buffet style where you have a little bit of everything? That's what I think. Or should you focus on certain type of things and stay away from certain type of things?
I'll let you answer first.
I don't mind the buffet style, but the overly silly stuff, and believe me, I've done plenty of it over the years myself, but I mean,
Yeah.
just, I don't, when it gets too ridiculous, I don't even want to talk about, is Joey Ryan even working anymore?
I don't think he's working. No, he's right now. He's trying to sue all the girls that
Trying to
said
sue
all that
everybody.
stuff.
I
But yet,
didn't
all
know that
12
part.
girls, all the girls have the same exact story though, and they never met each other.
And I don't mean to single him out, but he was probably the worst perpetrator of it.
Right.
Just a completely
Yeah.
bullcrap stuff. There's no validity to it.
Right.
I don't like it. I never have.
Chikara used to do stuff like that too, though, right? With the grenade.
Yeah, with the grenades and the sprinkles, with
Yeah.
the Lost Ice Creams.
Lost Ice Creams, yeah.
But then you'd have a match like with Quackenbush against Doug Williams or something.
Incredible
And it was
match.
like, it was 25 minutes of technical
Yep.
masterpiece,
Yeah.
And I think I'm a fan of the buffet style, but if you spend too much time at one section, it's too much, it makes it silly. So
Okay. Adam has another question. What was your biggest failure as a promoter in a Wait, we're not talking failures. This is episode 200. You guys failures?
My biggest failure, not ignoring Adam.
Yeah.
How did that experience make you better?
I didn't have to
Next
talk to him.
question, Adam. Yeah.
All right. Sorry, Adam.
Adam. Next time I see
Tim Murray.
Who?
Timmy Kilgore.
Oh, I know him. Big friends. We're
Sonny,
tight friends. We're like
please tell the story of the New England Fan Fest with Barry Windham. I don't think you've ever told me this story. And you've been on the show like 6 times. How come I've never heard about the New England Fan Fest Barry Windham story?
Yes, Sonny. How come we never heard
Tell
of
us,
this?
Sonny.
Oh, so I think this is just the last. You were with me.
Barry Windham wasn't there. Was he? I didn't see him.
Yeah, remember I said. So I walked over
Oh, he
to
was
him.
with the 4 Horsemen.
Yeah, remember I said something like,
I thought the problem was Joel was drunk at this thing.
Yeah.
"This is."
I was stoned.
I kind of forget that this happened, but I said something like, because remember at the time they were doing those individual
Yes.
one-on-ones,
Yeah.
right? Or the interviews with the girl. I can't think of her name.
Deanna Ray.
Deanna Ray. Yeah, and remember was it
Your room
J.J.
was
Dillon?
packed. There was
My
like
room was
100
packed,
people in there.
and J.J. Dillon.
I was the only
had,
one that
like,
asked
nobody?
questions.
Right? Was it J.J. Dillon? Had nobody?
Yeah, and nobody. No one.
Was it J.J. Dillon?
Yeah, it was J.J. Dillon.
And I just remember I
Might have
walked
been
by
JJ
Barry.
and somebody else too. It was 2 people.
And I said hello. I introduced myself, and then I came back and I go, listen, I don't know if you know how big of a deal I am. I was like, I just had a packed room of Q&A in there, and you and the 4 Horsemen. I was like, had 0, so kind of a big deal. And he was like, All right, man. Nice to meet you. I think that's how it went. Tim was there, probably knows it better though. But I've done so much stupid crap in my life that I completely forgot that until literally just now.
I didn't even know he was
I remember I had the interaction with him.
All right.
That's crazy. Thank you, Tim, because something well from my book now when I write it.
Well, don't worry. He's got a question for you too, Matt. Said, please talk about how you were able to work an entire year as a heel without cheating in a single match.
It's just some little stupid challenge I gave to myself because I wanted to be just better at the physical end of it.
Right.
You know? And I wouldn't say I never cheated. It was just, unless it was fed to me by some era, this is what you're doing in this match.
Right.
I wouldn't do it. I would stay off of it for the most
So
part.
you were just like, everyone would know you were a heel just by the way you talked and the way you acted.
Yeah,
right?
pretty much like in real life.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So this is what I've been waiting for with the fan questions. Here we're at Everett Payne.
Doctor
Everett Payne, who I didn't even remember him. I'm sorry, Doc.
His credentials are self-inferred.
Right.
Yeah.
Ask either of them about the party at my place years ago when Sonny saved Brian Black from falling off my third floor porch. Should have been in the WWE for Brian Black. Could have helped him there, too.
I should have.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where were you for them then? You know?
But we wasn't in
him.
Europe when that all went down.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
you know.
I was actually, I think this was afterwards.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
So Sonny saved Brian Black from falling off my third floor porch. Also asked them whose effing bright idea it was to let him and Heresy have a whiskey drinking contest. Because I know one of those two D-unks, but not with a U. I'm trying to be politically correct, Dick. Was behind it. He thinks you guys were behind it.
No. You can't stop grown men from drinking, especially when one of them is Doc Heresy, who once it passes the lips.
Yeah. It's gone, huh?
Yeah. And then it was his house. It was his whiskey, I'm sure. Yeah. No, I don't remember. I honestly don't even remember the show. I remember being at the house and meeting Brian.
Like, that was the most screwed up part of that night. Seriously. A drinking contest. Give me a break.
Yeah, no kidding, right? That was probably the most tame thing that happened.
Brian Black had a brawl with a 5'2" lesbian girl.
Yeah, MMA girl.
Oh,
right?
my God.
That's what it says in here in the question.
I thought she was going to take him.
Yes.
He had to have 100 pounds on her.
I remember that now. Yeah. Yeah. And then we were all sitting out on the I don't know why we were all sitting on the porch.
Right.
We're all large men. And we're on this third floor tenement building. I think it was held up with 2x4s and duct tape. And
this is how mall collapses in Calcutta happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we would have fallen,
Right.
I think Brian was leaning against the rail.
Yeah.
And had a couple. And Brian's
Couple more than a couple.
Brian's big.
Because he's like, what, 6'6", right? He's a tall guy.
6'5" anyway.
Yeah,
but
6'5",
he's a
probably.
big,
Yeah,
tall
and
guy.
he was a big boy.
Right.
And I remember just kind of leaning back and just kept leaning back. And I remember I had to grab him and pull him back in. And then not only was he leaning back, but the rail was going with it. So I think at that point I was like, I'm going to live and go inside. So
Right.
I stayed inside at that point. But yeah, so you're welcome, Brian.
All right.
So there.
Yeah, because it says here that. Oh, Mav, actually, you were the one that said it. You thought the lesbian MMA fighter was going to kill him. Yeah.
Yes, I did.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
My wife was actually there that night. Or one of the rare occasions my wife would be at an occasion like that.
Where was the show even? In Maine somewhere, right? I can't remember.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Well,
Yeah.
I have a feel. I think Kid Crazy was there.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because he said the MMA broad freaked everyone out. The Logans and I had to call a cab and sneak out to the old port. Where's the old port?
That I
What's
remember.
the old port?
Old
Is that
Port, I
Bob?
think, is a
The old part is a section of Portland.
Yeah, it was a section
Oh,
of
okay.
Portland, and they were going to look for drinks, for beers, which there was plenty of. I don't know.
I couldn't understand that.
But they were
either.
this is the Logans and Crazy at that time. They were probably in the early to mid 20s.
Yeah.
And Mav and I were the old men at the time in their in our early 30s or mid 30s or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I remember they took off and then came back. Yeah. That was an interesting time. Another thing I completely forgot about until just tonight. Like, so nuts.
Well, this question isn't for either one of you guys.
Is it for you?
It's for me.
I've lost interest already.
Yeah, I've lost interest. Yeah. Is this where we go?
No, you're not going
Do I take
anywhere.
this microphone off now? Where's my check?
Do I take my shirt off now?
Hey, everyone else is going to want to get paid now. You can't tell them that I paid
good
you
point.
guys.
Sorry. No.
Come on now. No, Davis Wright says, my question is for you, Leo. Do you have a favorite moment or a favorite guest through 200 episodes? Yeah. When Dick threw Sidney Bacabella out of the studio, that was one of my favorite moments.
Yeah.
No, but having people that I like watched wrestle on the show and having people hit me up that I've never had a conversation with, telling me they want to be on the show, stuff like that.
You were just telling us about that guy that you were so excited hit you up at that. Remember, we were literally just talking about this, guys, before the show. Donnie Rotten came up to him and was like, hey, man. Donnie Rotten came bolting over, remember? And he was like,
said, hey, what's up, Leo? I knew you were here.
I remember talking to Leo after, and Leo was so freaking excited, but he was so nervous, Donnie. So if you're watching this, Donnie, Leo's too nervous to get a hold of you to get you on the show. So hit Leo up on FaceBase.
Yeah.
And he'll definitely
Facebook.
and he'll definitely have you on the show.
I already talked. I want Donnie on the show.
Yeah, Donnie,
you don't have a ride here, Matt. Can you pick him up?
Yeah. Can you pick him up again?
You can do the show with them.
The last time I did that, somebody had died. So
let's wait. He didn't die because you picked him up.
That's still unproven.
That's true. Good point. All right.
And I also said this to you, though, that Donnie looks like he stepped right off of the Cinderella slaughter stage because he definitely looks just like a rocker. But honestly, having you guys on, honestly, I'm not just saying it because you're here. That's why you guys are on a lot.
It's because I baked the cookie?
Yeah, because you look at the cookie, guys. Isn't that nice?
I don't know if you guys can see that. This is why the show was delayed. And it's congratulations 200, not because this is the 200th episode. It's because that's my 200th attempt at baking a cookie.
When he started that thing was the size of the one in Bridesmaids.
Exactly, yeah.
No, but
it was like a satellite dish.
Having everybody that I've had on, I'm lucky. I've had a lot of great guests.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You had that Fishman guy on. I don't know, that kid that wore the sardine or something.
Antonio Tenasio.
Yeah, you had Tony Spencer on in gimmick. That was great. Yeah, that was great.
But, but guys like that I've had, like Ryan Drew.
Gabrielle and his dad on.
Yeah, they were cool. Dan, Brandon. Yeah. Come on, you like those guys.
I do like Dan and Brandon.
Who's who of who's that?
Literally have you had Joel Davis on?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Joel.
Yeah, he's all dressed in green. He's laying on the stage right now.
He's set to attack us. Yeah.
Passed out, whatever.
Joel, if you want to make amends and come on the show, I'd gladly come and sit down with you.
Let's do it.
We're going to have a
sit down. Come on, Joel, anytime you want. Seriously, we're not coming to Taunton.
No.
You're going to have to come to Nashua.
That's too far.
Yeah, that's way too far. I don't even want to go to Fall River. You know what I mean? Like, I know Top Rope puts on good shows, and I'm just too lazy to go out there.
It's a long drive.
It is a long drive. All right. So thank you, Davis Wright. The ladder match with Ripper from Jesse Scott.
So that was actually a follow-up to another match I'd had with him like a month before that.
Was it a cage match, the other one?
No, it was just like a street fight or something like that. And I remember doing the ladder match, and I was like, No, really. I just got done talking about how the guy's my favorite opponent ever, and but then I actually got a chance to go back and watch it.
Right.
It was just really good. It just wasn't gonna equal the last one that we did.
Right.
Frankly, I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but when you have one that's really, really, really good, sometimes it's almost like a drug. You spend a lot of time chasing it. And never caught it. Never
I feel
caught
that
it.
way about tacos sometimes.
Never caught. Thank you, Rip. You were my heroine.
I got to ask you this. What was the bloodiest match you guys had? Because I think I was there that one night, man. It was like, I thought Ripper should have went straight to the hospital. I mean, he had so much blood come out.
That's hard to say because I remember one time I was wrestling him in Nashua, and he had a bad cut on his forehead. And he was outside the ring, and he's bleeding, so you might as well show people that he's bleeding. So
don't waste it.
So I grab him and pop in the head. We're outside the ring, and then he starts trotting around the ring, and I go to reach over the top of his head to turn him around, and my fingers go inside and under the cut. I just
wow.
Oh,
there's a picture of Matt floating around where, like, remember the old 70s and 80s magazines where they'd have like Dusty Rhodes or
with all the blood,
or Billy Graham on there.
I got like 1,000 magazines at home.
Matt looked like you could have been on the cover of one of those. Like it was that good.
Yeah.
Like
that was Justin's fault.
Yeah, that was
Justin's fault.
That was another good guest I had.
Who?
Justin McIsaac.
Never heard of him.
Yep. All right. Sorry, Sonny. Matt.
That's all right. No, I'm okay with this. Yeah.
What was your greatest accomplishment as a member of the Stud Club?
Oh, my head.
Wait, can I ask a question?
Is this the
What's the-
Tennessee Stud?
What's
or-
the Stud
No,
Club?
oh, my God. This was something. Oh, we're going back
I think it's Mike Stud.
91, 92.
Oh, Big John
Oh,
Stud.
my head. That was down in New Bedford, Fall River area. And Phil Apollo was the booker. And they made like Steve Ramsey and this other guy, Kurt Roberts, I think his name was. They put us at a, because you look at me and say, that's a stud right there. He's got to be in the club.
Yeah.
Was it Mike Stud? Is that who?
No, no,
so
no.
It, was just, it wasn't
Mike
even
Stud
a
was
Mike
years
Stud.
after. Right?
Mike Stud was years after and light years behind.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Dan Bolia, with everything that has happened in the blocking on social media, was there alternative? This is definitely for you. Was there alternative motives of the former co-host of this show other than just trying to help out? So do you think Derek Dukes had an ulterior motive? I really don't think he did. I just think he came on to do the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
He never brought anything to the show. Like, he didn't do any work. Like, I wrote out all the shows.
He just,
And he what his thing was lying on the show.
Yeah,
That's what he did a lot.
And I think that this is my honest opinion. I think he probably hurt you. Looking back on it, because people
didn't
like
want to
Mav
come
and
on.
I-
People
yeah,
told
because
me that they
people-
wouldn't come on because of him. They did tell me that.
They were like, we don't know who the hell Derek Dukes is. Like, we don't know who that is. And I don't know if they didn't want to be associated or whatever. You know what I mean? I think it might have not hurt you, but it didn't help you.
I agree.
How's that?
I agree.
Yeah.
Because certain people did it when I asked them to do the show, and they said, I don't like that.
Right.
And I wouldn't tell them. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I didn't
Yeah.
want to hurt the kids' feelings, I didn't.
Right.
But now I really don't give a shit.
Yeah,
Because he's a liar. We
exposed him.
No, you exposed him, but I
you're
led
right.
it to you though. But so
exactly.
we exposed him.
Yeah.
He was a liar. He took a picture from Chaotic and said he was about to do something stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he did do something stupid. He posted a
posted
video
it.
after he cut himself, and he lied to all the cigar people saying he had a match when he didn't have a match.
Did you hear about
Derek.
this? You took a picture from the last night in Woburn, and took a picture of the building. I think if you expose the picture a little bit more, I think you could see me standing there on the right. Like,
Yeah. Well, I knew right away because that's where I stood.
You were standing right there. Yeah, you were
by
there at that
yeah.
show too. I was like,
Yep.
it was very bizarre.
Yeah, and that will be the last time Derek Dukes is ever mentioned on this show.
Episode 201. No more Derek
No
Dukes.
more. Yep.
All right.
All right, Chad Epic. If the opportunity arose to teach again, would you take it? I feel like so many are missing out on a great experience to learn and grow with guys like you on the sidelines. I want to add to that. I think there's more untrained wrestlers now than there was 20 years ago. Is that true?
I would definitely take advantage of it. Would you?
No.
You wouldn't take the opportunity again?
Nope.
No?
No, I don't have the patience. I just
Right.
don't. I don't have it. I don't have the patience anymore.
Yeah.
Honestly, anytime I tried to train people when I wasn't still wrestling,
Right.
I always felt the need to get in the ring with them and, no, do it this way, dummy, and
Yeah.
I'd hurt myself. And, I was like,
Yeah.
But am I
was a
right
real
about
dummy.
that, though?
You know what I think it is?
Was
I don't know
it
if it's
untrained wrestlers 20 years ago?
I think this is what it is. I think I think there's schools, right?
Yep.
There's established schools.
Right.
Kid goes to that school for 6 months.
Yep.
Thinks he knows it all. He goes now to another school or works with his buddy, trains that guy, and then that guy trains somebody, and then it just dumbs down.
Right.
It's you're getting for any of you older than 45 years old or 40 years old, a poor mimeographed copy.
Right.
You know what I mean? The ink wears out after a while, and it gets less and less like the original. And I think that I think that people that go to these schools and then burn out after 6 months are, look at a kid like Brandon Belanger, right?
Yeah.
He's been going to school now. It's over a year at this point,
Yeah,
right?
probably a year and a half.
Yeah. So, but he keeps going.
Yep.
Even though he's not on a show yet, he hasn't done a whole lot. But he's going to do okay because he's putting in his time.
Right.
It's just taking him longer than somebody with a natural athletic ability and a natural understanding of the game. You know what I mean? So I think that's what happens though.
Right.
So if Brandon went off to somebody else who had maybe only spent a little bit of time at a quality school and started training, and they're like, "Oh, you're ready in 2 months."
Right.
Well, then next thing you know, Brandon's on shows, and it looks like, well, this kid's not ready for shows.
Right.
But he's on a show.
Yep.
So maybe one of his buddies goes to the same school with him.
Right.
And that kid's ready in 2 months. And I think it just dumbs it down.
Okay. When I do know, like when the pandemic hit, he worked in the he works for Market Basket.
Yes.
So he was, he had to work. So you know what I mean. And then the school closed, so he hasn't,
Not for
I'm
nothing.
sure-
Brandon was my TP hookup for a while.
Yeah.
He would take
Nice.
because
It's a good
everybody was
dude, man.
running
I
on
love Brandon.
everybody was running on toilet paper. I'd say, hey man, hit me up. Let me know when you get it. He'd shoot me a text. Got some on the aisle. I'm gonna put a couple side view. So I'd run in 7 o'clock in the morning, grab a couple of packages, and head out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, he was the first kid that ever stopped. Like he stopped me and said, "Hey, you have a show on
Yeah.
TV?" And I'm like,
I love Brandon.
Yeah, he's
such
a great
good
kid. He really is. Him and Dan. I love Dan too.
Yes,
All right,
Dan's a good guy.
For both you guys from Dave Fournier, for both Sonny and Mav, what was your favorite episode of The Ring and All Other Sports, and why? You guys have a favorite episode?
Yeah, mine's the speaking out movement. Just
Yeah.
because how often am I serious?
Right.
You know?
Right. Oh, I love that episode.
Mine is episode 210 when I'm back here again. Yeah, that's going to be my favorite
I thought you were
episode.
going to be on 203 and 205
Yes.
and 206.
Actually, if I were you, I'd gap it out till let the standards lower.
There you go. Yeah. That makes sense. No.
Then you look better by comparison.
Yeah. All right. Good point. Yeah. Actually, I did enjoy the speaking out one.
Yeah.
I think that it was important to talk about. And you guys, I think, did a really good job without bashing anybody.
Right.
You just spoke on the topics,
Yeah.
and you had two different complete perspectives, and
Yeah.
Mav, and then
Well, it was Dale's idea,
Dandelion
man. I
Ray.
even
What's
said
her name?
after Teresa Delilah Hayden.
Delilah. Hayden.
It really
I said
was.
Dandelion Ray.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
She gets ratings, dude. She gets views.
Hey, it's gonna go right to her head. Right to her head.
Thanks.
All right.
She was a nice young lady. Thanks a lot, Leo.
Yeah.
All right. Everett Payne again. For Mav, why do you hate fun things? More specifically, why did you get mad at the entire locker room at a front row wrestling show just because Kid Crazy and I got everyone to sing Breakfast at Tiffany's? I would have been mad too.
That's a terrible song.
Before show,
Yeah.
we were just spreading. It's supposed to be love and joy, but he put live and joy. Live and joy.
Yeah, you were just spreading
Yeah.
live and joy.
Yeah, live and joy. And on not ruining kayfabe by singing some stupid song so loud that the fans can all hear us.
So, one, it was my show, so I was probably losing my shirt to begin with. So it's already a bad move.
Right?
So he's probably already on the board.
And two,
yeah.
what's the point of getting mad at one or two people when I get mad at everybody?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's
a good
shit.
point.
Spread the wealth, right?
Yeah.
Spread it up.
So that's why.
All right.
Wait, can anybody? Do you get points for knowing who sings that song? Anybody?
Yeah, hold on. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
No, you really don't? I don't either.
Is it Eve 6 or something like that?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say it was Eve 6.
Hey, Dr.
Thousand
Dr. Payne,
points. Thousand
tell-
points for me.
Yeah, tell us who sang that song. 'Cause, I mean, who recorded that song? Because obviously you sang it.
Yeah, in the locker room.
In the locker room, and Mav was pissed at the whole locker room, all because of you and Kid Crazy. Bunch of jerks.
The shit stirrers. Those guys.
Oh yeah, big time. All right, I gotta just mention this. Crazy said that Mav and Everett Payne, I once had an entire locker room rock out to Mother by Danzig so ridiculously that it spread to the crowd. Now, that was a little much, but I think I might have been in a cheerful mood that particular evening, which means he probably had a few drinks.
Probably not a few.
Just, all right.
Yeah.
And the
Half
only
a
reason
bottle
why I
of
even
Soko.
read that is I do Mother karaoke and I kill it.
Says Leo.
So, yep. Says me. Yep.
Says Leo.
That's
in
me.
my head, when I sing it
Oh, yeah,
in
when I
the
sing it,
shower,
I'm better than
sounds
Danzig.
just like him.
Yep, I'm better.
That's it.
I'm better.
I'm gonna no. Oh, we're not done. I'm gonna talk about Dick's favorite guest, Joe Eastman.
Yeah.
We went to karaoke at a bar one night. Oh my head!
Is this the Chinese food joint up the road?
I know what he's saying, too. I
Has
bet.
no filter whatsoever.
Oh.
Massive
Touch
rednecks,
myself,
a lot of
huh?
country music going on. No offense, New Hampshire, it's not my favorite type of music. So he decided to get it. Remember the song "I Touch
Yeah,
Myself"?
I touch myself.
By
yeah.
the Divinals.
The Divinals.
Yes.
Yes.
He was up in the bar
Oh, I believe
singing
it.
that. He was doing something lewd with a towel. It was.
I remember
oh.
him seeing him do that, and he always do this thing where he'd put his feet and his knees together and do this hip gyration thing, and while he was like tweaking his nipple while he's singing it. And the most ridiculous thing you could ever imagine, and yeah,
When I heard that he did that, I still want to do this. We should do it. I want to get the camera and go do karaoke with a bunch of wrestlers.
Yeah.
We'll get us, right? We'll
Yeah.
we can get Crazy. We get Johnny Idol. Guys that like to sing.
Yeah.
Everett Payne.
Everett Payne,
I could scream at everybody for singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell do you think this is?
Yeah.
It's karaoke map. What? Yeah.
So
What do you mean?
Tanya Christina Cornell.
Yes.
Yes.
She says you guys are just troublemakers. She has to be talking about you guys, not me.
I don't know.
Because I don't know her well enough for her to call me a
Listen,
troublemaker.
I've been waiting a lot of years to say this.
Yeah.
TC, I disagree.
All right. Excellent.
That's all I got.
All right. I have to read this one, and it's not a question. Have a wonderful 200 show. Just have fun with your friends.
Who's that?
Love you, Ma. My mom.
Oh,
My
Ma.
mom. Yeah, you guys want to say hi to my mom?
We just did.
She ain't
Hi,
gonna
Ma.
watch. So
Does she cook?
She's unbelievable. Yeah, her and my dad both cook. They're really good. You met my parents.
I have met your parents. That's right.
My
That is
parents
right.
were like the anti your parents because neither of them could cook.
The anti-your parents. Yeah.
My mother was the worst.
Did you know what's coming up? Actually, today's the
It's the
16th. The anniversary of my cousin's death in 4 days. Yeah, that was a great party though. Huh?
That was fun.
We raised
Yeah.
them almost 10 grand cash. We
Yeah.
handed them that night. That was a
That was a
pretty
good
good
time.
night, and I was hammered.
Yes, you were.
Yes.
Yes, you were.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to just read this. Steven Russo says, not a question, but a big thank you to Sonny. I went to the New England Pro Wrestling Academy one time before the pandemic started. And in that one training, Sonny taught me the psychology of matches. The way he explained it to me is exactly how I work my matches today. Thank you, Sonny. So one lesson, you got this kid in the ring doing everything.
I should have a job somewhere.
Hey, when did you learn how to do that stuff?
I don't know. It must. I had a good day, apparently. I don't know. That must have been by accident, so you're welcome.
All right.
Yeah.
So then Brickhouse Baker said, laugh at my FAO,
Yeah.
And Steve Russo said, Mike Baker, don't think I'm snubbing you. Yeah, you just did, because you gave all the credit to Sonny and none
Which
to
I deserve.
Mike, he was snubbing you totally.
He was
Totally
snubbing
snubbing.
you.
So when
Yeah.
you see
Mike,
it, Mike, I'm
he
telling
was
you,
snubbing you.
Now you
I'm
know what you're
just
going to do,
kidding.
Baker. You're going to give him the
I don't even know
The
Steve
meatball
Russo.
sub.
the meatball sandwich.
Obviously, you know him, but I don't know.
Who,
Steve
Baker?
Ru- No, Steve. I know
Yeah,
Rick
Steve-
Brickhouse
yeah.
is. I know
Steve-
all the wrestlers.
Yeah, I know Steve Russo. Yeah.
All right. So, hey, Brickhouse Baker says, I would like to say to Mav and Sonny, man, you guys look old. Much respect, gentlemen. They look older than me, right? Just say it. Just say yes.
Hold on, Mike.
Just say yes.
Hold on, Mike. Last time I saw you, pretty sure you had trouble getting out of a chair because of your knees. All right, so you're going to be the first one in a walker. I'm just saying. That's it.
All right.
It's tough talk from a guy with a face like a leather handbag.
Yeah.
All right. Fan questions are all. We got
That's
18
it?
minutes.
All right, thanks for coming, guys.
Let's just talk about whatever you want
Wait,
to talk
how much
about.
time do we have?
How about
I
this?
can't do the math.
I say it. I didn't talk to you guys about this since it's happened. AG, Anthony Green, August Gray. Come on, what do
Yeah.
you think, guys? Huh?
I think it was great, and I
Seriously,
think
how
it was.
cool
I
is
think
that?
it was. So here's what I have to say about it. So I think anybody who knew anything knew that he was going to get signed.
Absolutely. I just
didn't know
didn't think it
that
was
he was
going to be
gonna
this quick.
No, I thought it was going to. See, I remember about a year ago we were
Yeah.
saying within the year.
You know what?
he's
It
gonna be
really
signed.
has been a while, actually. You know,
Yeah.
it's not that it was, you look at him and he's young, but,
Yeah. But then to be put on TV that quick.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, when I watched that 205 live, I remember just watching it, that first match he had.
Yeah.
He was throwing those right
against Kurt
hands.
Stallion. Right? Was
Sure.
that the first one? I think it was.
It might have been. I thought it was a tag match against Davari or whatever.
Oh, so that was where he teamed with Kurt Stallion then, right?
I don't know.
Whatever. Yeah.
But he was throwing right hands, and I remember I texted him and I said, "Man, it looks like you belong there."
Yeah.
So
There's no doubt.
that kid deserves everything he gets. That kid works freaking super hard. So good on him. Yeah.
Did you ever get to train him like a little bit or
I
anything?
wrestled.
You wrestled him a few times?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did, actually. One was good, one was not. That was, we had a tag match. It was special. It was special. It was me and Tony Spencer and
Well, that explains part of it right there.
Anthony Green and Cam and I think
Oh,
Amato
Cam's
and
guy.
Jen. So it was quite a collection.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a collection,
But
All right.
It's that's a collection of 5 and an anchor. So
So now he got signed at the same time Josh Briggs got signed.
Correct.
yes.
And Josh hasn't been on TV yet.
Not yet.
But in my eyes, I mean, it's not because Josh is bad. It's how good AG is.
And the gimmick.
Yes.
Like they're not doing the 100% of what he was doing here,
Right.
but the commentators allude to it.
Yep.
You know, they let him wear his gear.
Yeah.
You know, he does his thing, and I think they just realized that he was ready. You know, just like, I mean, and it's not like they're using him like he's not on top already. You know what I mean? But they're putting him on there. They're acknowledging him. They're doing their thing, and I think that's what NXT does best. Like with guys like that, they just showcase them in the right spotlight. You know, and even that's when in a situation where doing a job, you still get a win. You know what I mean? Like just because you're losing doesn't hurt you.
I thought NXT was going to put let everyone know that Tommaso Ciampa and AG were from the same area, because remember how Timothy Thatcher was beating him up and the other guys, and then all of a sudden Tommaso came. I thought he was going to be like, "You're picking on my friend."
Yeah.
But they didn't do that. The connection.
Because they say he's from Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's
Tommaso.
ridiculous.
Well, that's where he says he's from.
Yeah, well, that's where he lives now.
That's where,
He moved out in New England.
Right.
Yeah. Why would you do that? Well, because maybe the snow.
I was going to say
it snows up there too.
I was going to say the nice
in
weather
Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Get out of here.
It snows worse up there, probably.
It's way colder in Wisconsin than it is here, because you get those. I lived in Minnesota for a year, so you get those. Those. Is that your phone ringing?
Shut.
That's right. Yeah.
It's not my phone.
Hold on.
That's Dick.
Hello.
Somebody's calling in.
Okay. I'll let him know. That was Adam that just called, and he really wants you to answer his question.
Adam Nessel?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh my God, you're gonna go back to this?
I don't remember the question, but average size, I guess. Is that what his question?
Yeah,
was?
I think it was. How big do you think his thing is?
Oh, his?
Size? Yeah, his.
Oh, average. Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to Adam's question.
Craigslist is believed. Yeah.
All right. What was your biggest failure as a promoter and a wrestler? How did that experience make you better? Because you already answered the first one. You only had 2 questions.
I don't. This is going to sound.
That's the first time anyone's ever called the
This is going to
station.
sound so.
We're
corny.
not even live. How does he know?
I think Dick's making it up.
I think so too.
Listen, you know what? I'm starting to have suspicions here. I think there's 2 things. This is going to sound super corny, but I heard this. I don't even remember when I heard it.
Yeah, Kid Crazy? Yeah, call in.
Go. That you either win or you learn. Right? So there's no losing. There's no failures, whatever. So you either win or you learn.
Right.
And I don't know, like, so you have a bad match or you promote a show and you lose your shirt.
Yep.
Which Mav did plenty of times.
Right.
You learn from it, and you try not to do those things again, and just, I don't know. It's a terrible question. I am, Adam.
Yeah, and I don't know who called.
I'm going to drive to Peabody or wherever you're from. I'm going to get
was-
some Sonic, and then I'm whooping your ass.
Ooh, you know they have a Sonic in Methuen, I think, or Lawrence. So
Yeah,
you
but
don't
he
have to
lives in
drive that
Peabody.
far. You don't
No,
have
he
to
lives
drive
in
that-
Peabody, though.
Yeah, you don't want to see him, though, do you really?
Yeah,
He just asked you those
You
questions.
just made him answer the question. What do you mean?
Now I kind of do. Yeah.
Now you want to see him?
Yeah, I'll go there. I'll go to Butthole Liquors, Bunghole Liquors,
Bunghole
whatever it's called.
Liquors.
Bunghole Liquors.
Yeah.
That's
in
the name of the
Salem,
liquor store.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then,
Speaking of, you said that. You know, Beavis and
What, Bunghole
Butthead? No,
Liquors?
but listen, you know Beavis and Butthead?
yeah.
There's a guy that wrestles for AEW that looks like him.
Huh?
Ricky Starks.
Looks.
Am I wrong? Do you not see? I don't know which. I think it's Butthead. Ricky Starks looks like one of them. Two. Am I
can
wrong?
See it. No, I can see it. That show was over though before Ricky Starks was born, I think.
But he looks just like him.
Yeah, he might have. Maybe he was a love child. Yeah, who knows?
So what do you think about this AEW Impact doing stuff together? You think that's really good for wrestling?
Do you watch any of the?
I don't watch much of it, but I mean, I don't understand how it would benefit AEW.
That's kind of my thought too.
right,
Like I think that the winners of or the people who are going to get the rub from it are Impact,
Right.
Who have been around for whatever they say now, 17 years, right?
Since what,
So-
2004, right? Something like that?
Yeah, so
2003?
16, 17 years.
It's never gotten any bigger. It's always just shrank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if they have like a better crew on right now, or whatever, and the talent's better and the show's more slick or whatever, I think that they've been at it for so long and they haven't really grown. This is clearly going to help, and it's already proved. Having Kenny Omega on there, I think they had their largest viewing audience in a million years or whatever.
And you knew that was going to happen.
And you knew it was going to happen, but I think it only benefits. I think it only benefits Impact at this point. I would love to see. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love to see Eddie Edwards on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
You
Me
know,
too.
like wrestling a Cody Rhodes or.
Well, yeah,
or
that's
something,
what
you know,
you'd like to see, but I mean,
Yeah. Is it going to happen?
doesn't
Like,
I just don't understand as a business model how that makes any sense for
for AEW.
There's one place that's way up here, and there's another place that's about here.
Yeah.
It's like I don't understand understand the relationship. They're doing fine on their own. I don't know why you would do that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know what the benefit is for AEW. There's clearly, somebody a lot smarter than me and that writes the checks makes a decision on something like that. So they have to have some kind of game plan, because you would think that they're not doing it just because, you know. So you got to think there's a bigger picture to it.
Right.
So I guess I'm going to continue to watch. I mean,
Me too.
I don't watch it. I tape it and then fast forward through it all. But just
That's
to
how
see
I
what
watch
happens, just to see where it plays out and how it turns out. But I guess it's interesting at this point.
Right.
So
Is Kenny Omega the best wrestler in the world?
I'd
A
say
lot of
one
people
of.
think he
yeah,
is.
I'd say one of. I like a couple years ago when he had that 5-star match or 7-star match or whatever the hell it was with Okada.
Yeah.
Like I didn't watch it, and then Big Scott, he goes, "Dude, you got to watch it."
Right.
I had the New Japan World, and literally I couldn't unsubscribe to it. I kept paying it monthly because I somehow logged into Japanese, and I couldn't get to English, so I had no idea how to delete it.
Right.
So I was like, "Well, I'm gonna try to watch it." So I watched it, and that match was
right.
That was a phenomenal match. You know what I mean? So at that point, was he probably? Are there guys just as good as him?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
I don't know that I watch it enough to really make that well of an informed opinion at this point. He's very good. He's very good. You can tell just by watching him.
Yep.
It's just,
Are the Young Bucks overrated?
I don't think so.
No.
No. So you remember this when AEW did their first pay-per-view, right?
Yep.
I had you over the house.
Yes.
And you were like, the Bucks, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I go, Leo, you got to watch them
And I
because
did.
they've changed.
And they impressed me.
And they worked.
Yeah.
Like they weren't just the spot monkeys that they were called. You know, they actually put together a match, and it was like 25-minute match.
Yeah,
That was,
it was a great
entertaining,
match.
and it was very, very well
Yep.
put together. That was 2 years ago, whatever,
Right.
right? Year and a half ago, 2 years ago. So I think it's I don't think they're overrated at all.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my opinion.
again, I don't,
All right.
I don't watch it enough,
Yeah.
just don't.
Ask him about the Real Housewives of California, though, or Beverly Hills.
Is that the one you watch?
Love Island. He's big into Love Island.
You watch? I get stuck watching The Bachelorette, and I tell Maria that that's really the way to find the love of your life. Put 40 guys in a room,
Yeah.
right, and go out with each one. She kisses everyone, and that's how I found my first wife.
That sounds more like it's set up to a dirty movie.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, right. I think I've seen that one.
It's ridiculous.
Not the whole thing, though, of course, because
Yeah, of
who
course,
watches till the end?
Nah, Steve Turtle, why not?
No, he doesn't.
No.
He doesn't get that far. And
We
he
got
does.
Steve. We got to get you on
Hello,
the show.
Mr.
Though.
Leo. Yes, we got to get him on.
Definitely would love to get
Sure.
Steve on.
Here. Yeah. So anyway,
That'll be
what's
fun.
your next question? What else were you going to talk about?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's this?
All right, how about let me throw some New England independent names at you guys.
Okay.
Guys that haven't done my show, so that you guys will know who to talk to next to get them to come
They
on
haven't
the show.
done your show.
Yes.
Okay.
The Logan brothers.
Dead to me. They haven't done your show. They're
Yeah.
dead to me.
Who?
See? See that, Brian and Matt? And I don't even know. Matt.
Matt, yeah,
Matt,
Brian
the one
and
that
Matt.
the one that went to school with my
Guy,
daughter.
can you name the other one?
Yeah, Nick.
Whatever happened to the third Logan
Nick.
brother?
He
Coaches,
runs Doughboy
Doughboy Wrestling
Wrestling.
runs that. And,
Kid's incredible, man.
yeah. No, I
Didn't he
love.
win the Super 8 and Nick and Matt and Brian did it, right? I think
don't know.
Nick won the Super 8, the only Logan brother that won the Super 8. If
the
I'm
one
not
who
mistaken.
Probably cared less about the business.
Yeah. Yep.
No, I love the Logan brothers. And
Great workers.
during the last little bit of run of Chaotic there, I was lucky enough to be, there with the
Right.
Mill City Hooligans, and got to spend a lot of time with them. Every month we were on the shows, and I love those guys. Those are another guys we've known since they were freaking kids. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
early 20s, teens, and now they're adults and married and have children and stuff.
Yeah.
It's weird
I remember
to see
seeing
that,
them at a George Carroll Ranch show. They were the I knew the name. I said it here on what they were called before. Oh man, do you remember what they were called?
No.
I can't remember
Yeah,
right now.
I have a lot of concussions. I don't
Yeah, see, I don't have any
that stuff.
concussions, just a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
Kind of the same. Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
She doesn't watch, remember?
No, she doesn't. But just in case she
Just in
does,
case.
just in case
This is the
she
one
does,
episode she
right?
tunes
You know what
into
I mean?
because
You never
there's
know.
Mavs on it.
Someone could be out there trying to, screw me over.
Drive
you know?
ratings.
That's right. That's why Matt's here, because he drives ratings.
Yes, absolutely.
You can break down the quarter hours for me.
All right. So how about
True demo god.
How about Dr. Heresy? He hasn't been on the show.
Like probably one of the best friends I ever made in professional wrestling. He was always really good. He was a little awkwardly built. You know what I mean? Just tall and a little clumsy looking, but he really wasn't clumsy. He was he was always really talented and just a super nice guy. Really easy to talk to.
Right.
I
saw him at a Beyond show.
Yeah. Sometimes when you're surrounded
recently.
by the maniacs that get into that, you meet somebody like this and you look at him and it's like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, stands out. Yeah, he stands
what's
out.
wrong with you?
I just actually got to see him recently. I went and did Johnny Idol's podcast. I drove down.
Yeah.
And he stopped by to say hello. So that was nice to see him. I haven't seen it.
I had seen him at one of the Beyond shows before the pandemic and talked to him. He lost a lot of weight. I asked him about the show, and he said he definitely will do the show sometime. And I said, I'm going to be doing it for a long time.
Get on the horn with him.
Also, Marshall McNeil, another guy who said will come on the show.
I just did the podcast with Marshall, and he
that was a good
guarantees that he's going to do the show.
Excellent.
So he'll
So you'll never
go
see
up
him.
Here. No, he will. Because we'll come up here, we'll feed him some beers and some drinks.
Nice.
He can crash at my house if he needs to. It probably won't be on a Monday night. We'll have to do it like on a Friday or something like that.
We'll talk to
Dick, maybe we can free up some studio time, because I know you guys are, super busy.
Yeah.
So, he'd be great. He'd be great to have on here.
Yeah, definitely.
He's got some good stories.
I'd love to get the Mill City Hooligans all together, too.
Yeah.
Because Chase has already been on here.
Yeah.
He was a great guest.
Still got 4 minutes.
Yeah. So we're going to, no, I'm just kidding. How about,
My failures as a promoter.
You know who I'd like to get? I'd like to get Teddy Goods on here.
Another great guy.
Honestly, I think he'd be a phenomenal guest. You know?
Yeah, he's
So-
done a lot of weird stuff too in the business. You know what I mean? Like, I know that I don't know if he talks about it, but I know he's had tryouts with WWE and the process.
The most interesting story he ever told me was, and I think it was for a company that Vince had hired actually to shoot commercials so he went down and was basically a body actor for some commercials they shot in the ring. And they did it in the warehouse.
Right.
And I guess apparently they're like the worst hoarders on the face of the earth. Any prop you've ever seen on a set, any curtain setup, any special setup, special rings, it's all in this warehouse.
Isn't that crazy?
There's a lineup. He showed me the pictures. There's a lineup of Undertaker caskets.
Yes.
Yes.
I actually seen a picture of that the other day.
They actually had a show on the website, the WWE website, for the warehouse thing, like the weird warehouse finds or something like that, and they would find like remember the old SmackDown fist?
Yes.
That thing's giant. That's in that warehouse. You know what I mean? That is some weird stuff to keep, like all the urns and everything. Like
I've heard, like in shoot interviews, people say that they send you in a room and say, take what you want.
Yeah.
Shirts, DVDs.
Now, if
whatever.
that had been me and I'd still work for Jeff, he'd be, come here. I want you to take your truck when you get there, right?
Yeah. See how many rings you can slip in there. Jeff wouldn't want to. He'd want the rings and the canvases.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know who else I need to get on here? You're my tag team partner.
Ash.
Scott Ashworth. Can you do me a favor and can you do an impersonation of Ash? Because I always find it so funny how this guy talks.
Hey, that's Shane Shops. He's a good hand. He plays the guitar. He's a good hand. But I'd be wearing a thong and drinking a PBR. Yeah. No, sorry, not a PBR. A Narragansett.
Narragansett.
He'd be drinking. I got this. He's that kid.
Not a natty ice?
No. I drink that kid. That's him. Yeah. That's that.
Guys, I got to thank you. You guys have helped me out more than anybody else on the show besides Dick.
Who?
Dick.
That slave driving Dick.
Yeah. Cost me $100 for me to get friggin' Sidney Bacabella back in the studio. And I paid the $100 and I still haven't had him back in the studio.
Dick's the best worker in the room.
Remember the other night when Dick yelled at us?
That was Monday night. Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like a little kid again. I
did.
thought my mother was like in the other room.
I had to go home. My wife had to.
Hey, Leo, you check for $100 at Bombs, by the way.
Oh, look where it works.
Of course it did. Of course it did. Of course.
Yeah, it was written in crayon. Of course it borrowed. So what are you talking about?
Maria pays the bills, not me.
Signed in Sydney's hair dye.
Yeah, you signed it like this.
No, but again, like seriously, you guys have helped me out get guests that people wouldn't answer me.
Yeah.
And I tell you guys, and within 24 hours, man, they were
telling you,
answering
They
me.
go, oh my
He's
God,
got me
have him
fury.
stop bothering me.
He's got me fury.
Yeah, this show is fun, and anybody who hasn't done it, Leo's not looking for a gotcha moment. It's a good time. There's no to gotcha predator moments here.
He will steal your wallet, though.
He will,
Yeah.
because he's from Lowell.
Don't drop it.
Yeah.
Whatever you do,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Don't drop it. Nah, don't bring a nice car because I'll have Maria hot wiring it outside.
That's true. Yeah.
So.
That's good. There's an impound yard outside. So.
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and the police station's right over there.
Yeah.
So, but again, guys, thank you so much.
200 more?
Let's do 200 more.
Right on.
Thanks, guys.
Starting now.
Starting now. Yeah.